Hello, spiritual seekers. It's Sid here, your spiritual muse, here to talk to you today about the wonderful thing that is sage. And Marceline is with us too. She's going to continually try to get into the frame. And so sage is a wonderful, wonderful herb in the mint family. And its scientific name is Salvia officinalis. A little bit on the history of sage. It has been used since ancient times. Some of the most notable uses were the ancient Romans, who revered it for its many healing qualities, physical healing meaning basically. And then it was also used to make tea by the French. And this tea that the French made was so wonderful that the Chinese would send tons and tons of their tea just to get a little bit of the French sage tea. It was absolutely wonderful. It was also used by Native Americans, as many of us in the spiritual community know, in order to purify. So we'll get a little bit more into that later as we talk about other aspects and how we can use this sage. So the uses of sage today, basically are preserving your meat, stuffing your turkey. It can be used as tea, just like the French did. And the tea is actually known to help treat things like Alzheimer's, depression. Sage is also known to be helpful with mood flash, or not mood flashes, heat flashes, that kind of thing. And all around very helpful healing herb. And then why would we burn sage, or what exactly is burning sage, right? So you may have heard of the term smudging. Maybe you already do it. But basically smudging is, with my little black cat here, right? She's like, ooh, what are we talking about, mommy? So smudging is the act of burning dried herbs, and it's not always just sage. It just typically we know it as sage, but they can include many other things. And basically any herbs that you're burning is technically smudging if you're burning them in terms of wanting it to purify. So when you're smudging, you are using it to cleanse either yourself or the environment. So if you're cleansing yourself, you sort of start from the crown of your head, you work the smoke all the way around, you take it down your body, you put it on all your limbs, your belly. You just it's helpful for cleansing bacteria. So you may have heard the statistic that you see floating around that it's helpful for killing 94% of the bacteria. So where did that come from? So a study done in 2007, this is the one that I could find, a study done in 2007 showed that burning sage can reduce bacteria in the air by over 94%. And this effect lasted 24 hours. So the only 6% out of 100% of the bacteria that was there before was left even after 24 hours. So 94% of the bacteria was still gone. So not only that, but the other thing you don't really hear about is that after 30 days, they found that bacteria, most of the bacteria, like the really nasty ones, were still gone 30 days later. And that's really impressive to me. More impressive even than just it was gone for 24 hours. But that 94% bacteria loss lasted 30 days, which is really, really impressive to me. And I think that means that we should all sage our houses every day in order to cleanse the environment, right? So that we can breathe easier, so that we have less bacteria. It just keeps us all nice and healthy. Not only that, it's a very mindful, grounding activity to sage ourselves and our house. So if you're going to sage the house, in terms of an energetic thing, in terms of a spirituality thing to release negativity, any maybe entities or things that are kind of hanging around that are negative, you want to go around the door frames and the windows. And that's how you cleanse the home. And you also want to open a window or a door so things can go out, right? So in terms of the scientific study, it actually might be better to, keep the doors and the windows closed so that sage is really in there getting all of it and killing all of that bacteria. But it'll probably still work pretty good either way. So you do you. And basically that is sage. So that's what we got to tell you about sage today. So I hope that you are all practicing your saging and smudging. And if you have not done that before, maybe you want to start trying now. You might be able to convince, your less spiritual friends that saging is actually a really wonderful activity. It's really good. It gets you moving around. It gets you kind of grounded into your body, thinking about your house in a more positive way, thinking about yourself in a more positive way. And Marceline loves the sage. And it can really just be an overall really beneficial thing to do. You can, you can eat sage. You can cleanse yourself from the inside out. We use it now at Thanksgiving and other times during the year. I put sage in a lot of my food. I consider myself a bit of a kitchen witch. So you can literally just like put seasonings with intention into your food, and sage is a great one for purification. So you can think about purification while you are cooking, while you are doing whatever. You can use the sage essential oil, rub it on yourself for cleansing. There's many different ways that you can use it. I even rubbed clary sage oil on my feet while I was trying to induce my labor. So there's just another one of the many benefits of sage. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you learned a little bit more about sage, or maybe it just reinstilled the things you already knew. Maybe you can show this video to a friend who is a little unsure of why sage is all the rage. Ooh, I'm a poet. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that we will see you next time. And if you have any ideas of any other videos, just let me know and I would be happy to make them for you. Have a beautiful spiritual day, and thank you for watching.